I was 24 years old when I moved out of home. It was when I married my husband. We went on a 2-week long honeymoon. It was beautiful, and we came back to the house that we were renting at the time. And I remember it was our first regular day that we had, and I realized I did not know how to cook. Now, when I tell you I did not know how to cook, I literally mean I did not know how to cook, as in I had to Google how to cook rice. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what were you doing before getting married? What were you doing? Well, my mum, she's a wonderful cook, and she did she did all the cooking at home. I was busy studying, practicing many hours in the day. I was working as well. So when I came home, food was there already on the table prepared for me. So I didn't have any interest going into the kitchen to learn how to cook or make a meal for myself or anything like that. So I had to learn from scratch when I got married. I didn't even own a cookbook, so I did a lot of Googling and many messages to my mum, and slowly over time I became somewhat confident. Now, by no means would I call myself a confident cook in the kitchen. I'd probably say I'm a confident beginner, and I'm still learning. But thinking back to where I started, I thought there might be someone who's watching this video who was the same as me. Don't know the ratio between water and rice. Scared of oil in a fry pan. Now, you're not alone, because that was me, and in this video I want to show you 5 easy, very simple recipes you can do even if you don't know how to cook, because these are one of the first 5 recipes I learned how to cook for my husband and I when I first got married. Now, just a reminder, these are really extremely easy recipes to make. You do not have to be some sort of expert. You don't even have to know how to cook. This is totally foolproof recipes. They might look hard to make or sound hard to make, but once you just get into the kitchen and you go through it slowly, trust me, it will be easy for you. So the first recipe is roasted pork fillet. This pork fillet usually ranges about $5 to $7 at my grocery shops. It is super easy to make, so all you need is salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, ground coriander, and a little bit of olive oil. All you need to do is trim the fat off the fillet and then pat it dry with a paper towel. Pierce the fork all over through the fillet and then rub olive oil together with all the seasoning, which are mixed together. And then over 1 tablespoon of oil over medium-high heat in a large pan. You just need to sear the fillet, and you just need to brown it on all sides and then transfer it to an oven dish and then pop that into an oven between 13 minutes and 15 minutes. To make this a full round meal, you can simply add mashed potato and steamed vegetables. If you don't know how to do that, I will be sure to add some links in the description below to help you out with that. Now, for the second recipe, in my household, we sometimes have rice pudding for a meal. When it's one of those nights that either we don't have anything in the fridge or we need something quickly, we simply make rice pudding. Now, this is not a totally nutritious meal, but it fills us up, and sometimes that's the most important thing, just to fill us up and fulfill that hunger. Now, all you need is 150 grams of rice over 750 mils of milk, and you put that together in a smaller saucepan and you just mix on high heat or medium to high, and then slowly turning it down to low as the milk heats up. And then you just need to stay there stirring until it thickens up. And if you want to sweeten it up a little bit, you can add sugar towards the end, and that will melt all the way through as well. So this recipe will be in the description below. Recipe number 3 is lasagna. Now, don't click off this video just because you heard lasagna. And if you're like me, you thought lasagna is a very complicated dish with lots of ingredients. Honestly, if you Google recipes for lasagna, you will find plenty and plenty of recipes that have so many ingredients in the list, and it just kind of overwhelms you. Now, this recipe is a super simple way to make lasagna, and it's super tasty as well. So all you need is 500 grams of beef mince, half an onion. Now to add a little bit of a different flavoring, you can add this Dorito Mild salsa, only half of whatever's in this jar. So in a fry pan or a saucepan, you add onion and then you add your beef mince, you brown your beef mince, and then you add all your sauces as well. And then once that's all cooked, you set that aside, and then you need to make the cheese sauce. And so for the cheese sauce, all you need is some flour, oil, milk, and cheese. You're gonna mix that all together. We're gonna whisk it all together until it thickens. And then you add some salt as well. And then once that is done, you'll need to make sure you have some instant pasta sheets like what I have here. And then you start assembling with first adding pasta sauce, a little bit of pasta sauce on the bottom, and then some sheets, and then a cheese sauce, and you kind of repeat that until you get to the top, and then you top it off with mozzarella cheese, and then you can even pop it into the freezer or the fridge and bake it the next day, or have that prepped in the morning and you can pop it in the oven for the evening. And so you can add garlic bread and a fresh salad for the sides, and it will just make a nice tasty meal that is super easy to make and you don't have to know how to cook. For recipe number 4, if you like Asian food, this one's for you. You can make a super easy, simple Asian stir fry, or Asian noodle stir fry. Stir fry noodle? How do you call it? I'm not sure. And for this one, we're gonna cheat a little bit. You don't need to become a scientist to add all the sauces together. All you need is this Lee Kum Kee brand sauce. Our favorite is the Cantonese chicken, and we're going to use that for the sauce in this recipe. So all you need is the egg noodles as well as a protein. I usually use chicken, and then some vegetables. You can use broccoli, capsicum, carrot, cabbage, and you fry that in a pan. You boil the noodles, you add that, add the sauce, and voila, you have a very super simple stir fry. And for recipe number 5, this one is another stir fry using chicken. It's a super simple stir fry. Is it the healthiest? Probably not. But if you're like me and just not a cook whatsoever, not a confident cook, and really starting from scratch, this is a very easy stir fry you can do. All you need is some chicken thighs, some celery, capsicum, carrot, onion. You can add some others as well. And then for the sauce, now when I tell you this is not really healthy, I really mean it. So we're going to use your simple tomato sauce. Yes, your tomato sauce that you put on hot chips or you put in your burgers, that kind of tomato sauce. We're going to use about 1 cup of that. Add that into your protein and your vegetables, and you're going to cover it with a lid, and you're going to just let it simmer. Add salt, pepper, vegeta, and so in about 15 to 20 minutes that will be done, and you can put that on top of some fluffy rice, and it will just be a delicious, easy stir fry you can have on any evening. Well, there you have it. They were 5 extremely easy meals you can make even if you don't know how to cook. For all these recipes, I will write the recipes in the description below, and I will add any links that I think can be helpful for you. Let me know if you tried any of these recipes, and stick around for some more recipe ideas, and I'll see you next time.